Macho Camacho ready to make their entrance on that Monday night, March 6th. Camacho entered the ring anywhere from a 3-1 to a 5-1 favorite. But Sean O'Grady, Ray Mancini entered the ring with 99.9% of that big crowd in his corner.
And such an emotional fighter as Ray Mancini that he was hoping that would help him to even out the odds with the crowd behind him.
What do you think some of the keys of the fight were going in?
Well, one of the first things that I noticed was the size of the ring. We measured it almost 21 feet inside those ropes. That's going to favor Camacho.
And the strategy to those two fighters, obviously, those were etched in stone about 5-6 years ago.
Well, they both knew the script. Each one of them had something to do. For Mancini, he had to go to the body early, get on the inside, and not allow Hector Camacho to run around the ring. Camacho, on the other hand, did not want to get into a confrontation with Ray Mancini. So he wanted to stick, move, grab, hold on, run, and try to confuse Ray as much as possible.
And the crowd began to stir when they had spotted the fighters making their way out. For Mancini, the moment he'd been waiting for. When he won the lightweight championship back in '82, he won it for his father. He said this one was for him. He wanted Camacho. Hector Camacho calls this Macho time. He has taunted Ray Mancini for 5-6 years and now hopes to back it up and not eat his words.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship. The referee for this bout, working in a world title bout for the 37th time, is Mills Lane. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks and weighing in at an even 140 pounds. Originally from Spanish Harlem, now living and training and fighting out of Big Cypress Indian Reservation in Florida with a professional record of 34-0, 17 KOs. He's a two-time world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Macho Man, Hector Macho Camacho. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks with green trim, he weighs an even 139 pounds. From Youngstown, Ohio, 29 victories, 23 by KO against only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the former lightweight champion of the world, Ray Boom Boom Mancini!
All right, now, we've already been through all the instructions in the dressing room. Remember, protect yourself at all times. Any questions from Mr. Camacho? Chief second. Any question, Mr. Mancini? Chief second. Let's get it over. Come on.
The final instructions from veteran referee Mills Lane. And ladies and gentlemen, finally, Ray Mancini and Hector Camacho in the ring, face to face.
Both of them are loosened up and they've both broken a sweat. This fight's going to heat up quickly.
The strategy, both have played this fight over and over in their minds for the last 5-6 years. And it has not changed from 5-6 years ago to tonight. Mancini wants to come straight forward at Camacho. He's looking for his left.
And Mancini has to cut off the ring on Camacho. He cannot allow Camacho to dance around in circles. This is a big ring, so he's going to have to step way over.
Camacho and Mancini. Mancini, who threw about 110 punches around, and Camacho says, well, he'll be throwing in air. He wants to show him a lot of movement. And as we go along, Sean, you take a look at both fighters. Tell me a little bit about the rust that Mancini's trying to take off, and tell me where Camacho is compared to his last few fights. Mancini, first fight in 4 years, remember, Camacho's only fought about 5 times in the last 3.5 years, so he also has a little bit of the rust.
Mancini has a lot of ring rust, however, not as much as usual, because, let's face it, he's still a young man. He's celebrating his 28th birthday
Saturday. Mancini, the champion at the age of 21, retired at the tender age of 23. Macho Camacho, also a champ at 21, holds 2 titles, super featherweight and the lightweight title. This is a feeling out process.
Mancini has got Lenny on the front of his trunks. Lenny, of course, his father.
Well-documented story, winning the lightweight championship, beating Arturo Frias in 1982, but he says, this one is for me. I want Camacho. I've waited long enough for this one. A very serious look on the face of Macho Camacho, who takes a right.
Both of their faces are very serious. For Mancini, I expect him to go to the body in his first few rounds. Good straight left hand by Hector Camacho.
To the disadvantage of Mancini, the size of this ring. At least 20 feet, we measured it closer to 21. And also, the pounding that he has taken in the past. The ability to cut. I don't know if it's called ability, but the tendency to cut on Mancini's part. And you know, Camacho is just going to look to get in, get out, and work to the face.
And Mancini does have some redness around the outside orbital of the right eye from training.
And it'll just take a little while to let it set in. But these two fighters are finally in the ring. This isn't a video computer fight. They are matched up, face to face, nose to nose.
And now they're heating it up.
Macho actually staying away here. Mancini has him in the corner. Camacho scores with the right and then spins away nicely.
And Camacho, that's the way he wants to fight. That's why he came in with the bull outfit.
Camacho is caught by a left. Stare down at the end of the first round. No tune-up after 4 years off for Mancini. Goes right in to the ring against Camacho. Round number 2.
Griffith told Mancini, hook inside, pressure is good. He's got good pressure on Mancini. Throw the right hand to the body. The way southpaws fight, a right hand to the body is a natural because they run into it.
Mancini says he wants to throw punches from bell to bell, take away the legs of Camacho, keep him on defense, try to break his will.
And I tell you, it's going to be hard to catch Hector Camacho upstairs clean. What he needs to do is go down to the body first like he did right there. A straight right hand to the body.
Camacho thinks that Mancini's style made to order. He feels his size is easy to maneuver, either counter or get out of the way, but that's Camacho of 4 years ago. And we're going to see here tonight how close he is to have returned to that era. And he was one of the greats.
And this is just the way Hector Camacho wants to fight. He wants to keep moving, keep on the run, keep away from Ray Mancini. If they get inside, Camacho clinches. Lets the referee break him up.
Camacho now moving more in the second round, up on his toes, keeping the distance from Mancini. Mancini straight on. You know his strategy.
And look at that movement from Camacho. Now what Mancini has to do to kill that movement, take the legs out from under Hector Camacho by going downstairs to the body.
Mancini actually thinks that Camacho is a better fighter now. He thinks he's more complete. Before, you know, he give you all that flash. But made a lot of mistakes, taking a lot of chances because of his great speed. He says now he feels, watching the tapes of Camacho's last fights, that he's settled down. He picks his shot better. Camacho keeping his distance, looking in for his shots.
Right there, Ray cut off the ring. That's how he's going to corner up Hector Camacho. He just takes a step over to either his right or his left, whichever Camacho's going.
Mancini has Camacho on the rope, but Camacho a straight right to get away. Camacho knows that ring, and again slips away from a barrage from Mancini. Here's the time remaining in round 2. It is scheduled for 12 for the WBO Junior Welterweight title. And this could be just the start of some classic confrontations.
Oh, and this crowd don't like Hector Camacho fighting and running.
Camacho holding behind the head of Mancini.
And gets a warning from referee Mills Lane.
Well, he is working. The crowd are trying to his advantage, but like 2 against 1 right there. Camacho taking his eye off Mancini. Third round action. Mancini now looking to pick up the pace. He goes right after Macho Camacho.
Now Camacho cannot lose that concentration of his game plan. He's got to be like the matador against the bull. He's got to keep moving. If he sets down and loses concentration 1 second, Mancini will nail it and this fight could be over.
The chant of boom boom from Mancini. Camacho 34-0, 17 knockouts. Mancini a record of 29-3. His 3 losses, twice to Livingstone Bramble, once to Alexis Arguello. He was down. 23 knockouts for Mancini, 17 of them within the first 3 rounds, and we're in round number 3. Camacho down once last June in the first round to Reyes Cruz. And Mancini also down early against Arturo Frias and came around and knocked Frias out to win the title in '82. So 2 fights that Mancini has been down.
Here's something that could play a factor. Hector Camacho has been training in Lake Tahoe, some 60 miles up the road. 6,500 feet altitude. Now he's coming down to Reno where it's 4,500 feet altitude. He should have more wind because of that. In comparison, Ray Mancini has been training in Las Vegas at 3,000 feet altitude. He's moving up to 4,500.
Can you make a judgment as far as the rust we were talking about that Ray Mancini had to work through in the opening rounds?
Well, Ray Mancini has missed a lot of shots in these first several rounds. However, that's Ray Mancini. He missed a lot of shots when 4 years ago. He throws a lot of punches. He misses some. The more you throw, the more you're going to land. And Hector Camacho is extremely elusive. Very difficult to hit him and get a clean shot on him.
So far, is this a better Camacho than you have seen in the last couple of years?
It looks like he's now the Camacho of old. This is the Camacho that we all got excited about, the movement. Look at that, out of that corner. What beautiful spinning outside that corner. He was trapped in there and he worked his way out.
And he gets out again. Mancini encouraged when he saw Camacho go down for the first time in his career in fight number 33 against Cruz last June. And here is Mancini trying to track down the elusive Macho Man. And that is the end of round number 3.
Nobody likes getting...
The parents of Mancini very supportive now that he has decided to get back in the ring. But when he ended it right here in this ring 4 years ago after a war with Livingstone Bramble, Lenny and Ellen were very happy that the Boomer had decided to call it a career. They felt that he had enough. Camacho felt that at that time Mancini was shot. And here it is 4 years later, and we are into the 4th round. Many experts didn't feel this fight would still be going on. Camacho around a 3-1 favorite to win this one.
And Camacho again back on his bicycle. Mancini pressing this fight. So elusive is Macho Camacho. He's bending underneath those punches.
And there he saw he could not get out of the corner, so held effectively.
Fighting a smart fight is Hector Camacho. This is the way he knows how to fight, and he loves to fight. Said he was mad at Ray because of a special on television that his son saw, where Ray said that he was not a good role model for the kids.
Well, this is
Hector got very mad about that and said he was going to punish Ray because of that.
Certainly has been set up as the hero versus the villain. Hector Camacho says that his life has changed. No more tax problems, no family problems, facing no court cases. He's built a house in Florida. There's no desire to hang around discos anymore. Says his mother crashed a car recently, bought her a new car. He is taking care of business.
And John Villarreal in the corner of Hector Camacho said, "I've never seen Hector work this hard." As Mancini lands a good right hand.
Both good for one another. They both mean dollars for one another. And they're both putting one another back in the spotlight. fight in Canada against Barry McGuigan. And McGuigan's comeback turned down 7 title fights. He wanted only this one. Burning desire to finally get in the ring with Camacho.
And Murphy Griffith in his corner.
Struggle by Camacho. Was he shot? Now Camacho staying away. Was he nailed by Mancini? Did Mancini get one? And Mancini coming in with the elbow.
And another good right hand by Mancini. Camacho is standing flat-footed more.
He is hurt. Tries to hold on. Mancini has caught Camacho here in round 4.
And just for a second here, he has lost that concentration that I was talking about in the last round.
Catches it now. Nice little flurry by Camacho to get out of this 4th round. He is holding, waiting for the bell.
And waiting for referee Mills Lane to break him up.
The crowd responds to their favor here in Reno. So a scare for Camacho and reminded that he is in against a former champion. Where did it happen, Sean?
Well, here's a look at it again. This may be the point. The right hand is what did the damage. That's what Reyes Cruz knocked him down with, was the right hand. And perhaps that's what Ray Mancini is zeroing in on. Now look at Camacho hanging on. Very smart. He's holding on. He's letting the referee break him. He's buying time in there, which is what he needs when he's hurt. What any fighter needs when they're hurt. Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Murphy Griffith says, great listener, follows instructions very well. Amazing how many fights are won in that corner during the strategy period.
Mills Lane, the referee, brings the 2 into the middle of the ring. Very anxious. Mancini comes out to start round number 5. Shakes up Camacho in the 4th. And now Mancini putting some pressure, chasing Camacho, backing up. He's got Camacho where he wants him. And Camacho again showing the skills. He looks at it as a skilled fighter against an unskilled fighter. Mancini is loosening up.
Big left hooks by Mancini, and that's his best punch. Mancini, a converted southpaw himself, has power in that left hand.
And Camacho glanced a worried look into his corner. 4 years ago, this was to be one of the boxing classics. And now 4 years later, we figured both fighters still with the hatred for one another, perhaps on a different level, but a competitive fight. It has been a competitive fight through this, the 5th round. And perhaps the level a little higher than we had anticipated.
Another big left hook by Mancini. It appears as though Camacho is just trying to last through these rounds. Again, spinning Mancini out away from him. Not trying to get into confrontations with Mancini, and here he comes again.
A left from Mancini scored, rattling the blonde curl of Hector Macho Camacho. There's the time in round 5. Al Albert with Sean O'Grady and Michael Marley in Reno, Nevada.
Now this is the way that Camacho is not supposed to be fighting in this fight. He's standing too flat-footed in these last 2 rounds.
And we may be detecting some blood now from the right eye of Mancini, and this is one of the keys to this fight. Mancini, who has certainly cut in the past, he has taken some beatings to the face, and Camacho certainly looking to do a dissection job on the face of Mancini. The longer this goes, hoping that perhaps he can conclude this one untouched. Big left! Camacho teeing off.
A good 1-2 combination by Macho, and he got out of the way before any retaliation.
Crowd didn't appreciate Camacho turning sideways on Mancini. Mancini will be seeing all the angles from Macho Camacho. 10 seconds left in round number 5, scheduled for 12.
What do you do when a guy holds you like that? There. I saw him applying some Avitine up there. I know there's redness. I don't know if there's a cut. there's also redness underneath that left eye. And that's been as a result of the right jab of Camacho. Look at him using that jab, and then he moves around. Now, the way that... Oh.
And an exchange to start the 6th round. Camacho mixing it up. Mancini loves it. It's exactly what he wants Camacho to do with it. Last fight for Mancini right here. A war against Livingstone Bramble. 15 rounds. His final fight before the 4-year layoff. His last win right here 5 years ago. 5th round knockout over Bobby Chacon. That was his 4th and final defense of the lightweight title.
Big sweeping right hand by Ray Mancini. That's the same kind of punch that Reyes Cruz landed on Camacho and knocked him down. He's bringing that right hand from the outside. There it is again, from the outside. Trying to sweep around with that right hand. And plus, that sweeping right hand, Camacho is moving to his left, so he would run into the sweeping right hand of Mancini, which makes a little bit more power.
This fight criticized by the critics when it was put together. So with that in mind, Sean, I think it is already past expectations.
It is a very exciting fight.
And now Camacho blinking with the right eye.
Was he thumbed? He could have caught a thumb in there or a knuckle. These guys are fighting.
Straight right by Mancini. Camacho buckles, holds on, looks to his corner.
Here we go.
Now holding the referee, Mills Lane.
These guys are fighting with the thumb-tied gloves, where your thumb is tied down to your fist.
Oh, Mancini takes the left, slipped in by Camacho. Camacho is now all business. The flash is gone. He has seen enough of Mancini.
And he is showing signs of the Camacho of old. Hector Camacho, this is the way he wants to fight, and he needs to fight.
Looking to pick his shots, looking to wear Mancini down. He thought Mancini would be easier pickings than this.
Very fast hands of Hector Camacho. And Ray Mancini, here he comes. Now the judges must give points for aggressiveness. There would be no fight if he didn't. Oh! Big right hand by Mancini. And another one. If it works, keep using it.
He closes the 6th round.
You got all pressing this fight. Some of these judges are going to give him points for the aggressiveness, as I talked about in the last round.
7th round action.
Mancini again. Pressure, pressure, pressure. That's what they told him between rounds. Keep hitting the body and keep the pressure on your opponent. Camacho can't keep him off of it. And a good right hand by Mancini.
And Camacho returns and returns again. Mancini steps inside.
One of the biggest assets that Mancini has had in the past has been his ability to punch in combinations. In training, I noticed he was not punching in combinations, and in this fight, he is not punching in combinations. And fighters do in the ring what they practice in the gym. He's landing the one shot. He's landing the cleanup shot, but he's not taking Camacho out with the combination.
Camacho keeping his distance. In training for this fight, worked a little more on weights to build up his upper body, figuring that he really would have to be pushing Mancini off quite a bit tonight.
Now Camacho, on the other hand, is getting the angles on his opponent, but he's not making Ray Mancini pay for it. He spins Mancini around, and then he runs away from Mancini, instead of punching Mancini when he's got the angle on him. If you can get your angle on your opponent, you've got the upper hand. Or the upper fist, I guess I should say.
Come on, let's get back. Here we go, come on.
the ring off. He's staying right at the wrong distance, too. Camacho wants to leave him out there on the end of those punches. What Mancini needs to do is get all the way in or all the way out. Ooh, the two clashed heads.
Right by Mancini. He has Camacho in the corner, and Macho holds on.
And Mancini held on, too. Mancini held on in there. He may be feeling the effects of that 4-year layoff. 2. Round number 7. Scheduled for 12.
Under 10 seconds. Mancini has come on the final seconds, the last couple of rounds.
Again, one punch.
Now there's a long-distance package for people who love to keep in touch. Heavy, isn't it? Announcing AT&T's new Reach Out America. Look inside. You'll find it's packed with savings opportunities around the clock, 24 hours a day. That's because for just $9 a month, you get a full hour of calls all across the U.S. on weekends and nights. So you can call Alaska for a full hour or all the way to Hawaii. And the hour is always one low price. But don't order yet. We've packed in a lot more. Weekdays, you get 5% off your AT&T long-distance calls. And
finally, after years upon years and the feud continuing, Camacho and Mancini meeting in the ring, and they go into the 8th round.
And again, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel here. You can see the 12 rounds down in the distance. It's not that far, so now Mancini must turn the heat up.
Macho has been in and out. He's been using his defensive skills. He felt very confident he could maneuver Mancini around. Mancini, though, on one occasion, shaking Camacho. Popular opinion never felt that Mancini, doubting him after the 4-year layoff, figuring that he had had enough of the wars in his career, ending with the Bramble fight 4 years ago, never felt that he would be able to extend this fight. And here we are in the 8th round, and Mancini still stalking Camacho. I think Camacho's skills, though, might have him in front as they enter here in the 8th round.
Well, it's a matador against the bull. Depending on who could make the other guy do what. And there, right there, Camacho is fighting Mancini's fight.
Mancini looking to wind up.
Mancini mixing his punches up too. He's going downstairs and then he goes upstairs. Hits the body and the head.
Remember, Mancini says he'll end this one with a left hook, although his best punch so far tonight was a right. Here is a right.
Now I'll show you a secret. See the two tying up. Okay, now if Mancini starts hitting the ribs of Hector Camacho underneath that arm, Camacho's not going to be tying up long. Right there he is. Look at that left hand. Now pound that rib. The left hand is there. Ray Mancini held on as much as Hector Camacho.
Camacho tonight with R-rated trunks.
Mancini doing a great job keeping the pressure on, just like his cornerman Murphy Griffith told him.
In and out, Camacho. He said he was going to cut Mancini up in this one. And that has been his strategy. The strategy is the same tonight, Sean, as if they met 4 years ago.
That's right, and Mancini's showing the effects of those quick, lightning-fast punches from Hector Camacho. His eyes are starting to swell. He's got, it's either a cut or a small abrasion over the left eye.
It's been the bursts of Camacho that have been the difference. Under 15 seconds left in round number 8. Bang, bang, bang. Camacho landing with a combination. And Mancini right on top of him. Closing seconds of the game.
And he wisely ties up for no retaliation. Great round for Hector Macho Camacho.
Good going, Ray. Good going. Good going. Head up.
You don't have to get out of the Please, give me a gun.
Now both eyes, you can see the punishment that he's taken. His nose is swelled up. Both eyes are showing the effects of those punches.
Okay, Ray? All right.
Here's a look at some of that action from that 8th round. Mancini with Camacho's back to the rope. Camacho scoring heavily and moving out of the way, tying up.
Now here's a look at this exciting combination. Here's a spurt of that lightning fast speed that we saw from the old Hector Camacho.
Rapid fire for the Macho Man. And that basically is scene he visualized for this fight. Round number 9, it is scheduled for 12. How many out there thought that this would go the distance? Raise your hands. 4 rounds till the final bell.
And again, Ray Mancini, the same story as since the first round. Ray Mancini pressing this fight.
And here is Ray Mancini, 4 years off, no tune-up, and looking to deliver a 12-round fight here. Certainly in line.
And you got to give Ray Mancini credit. He has fought tough fights for being on 4 years. Not showing a lot of ring rust. Quadruple jab from Hector Camacho.
Sweat. Mancini, though, going after him. Looked like he tried over his own feet.
He stepped on his toe. With southpaws, it's easy to reach your left foot out and catch their right toe. Look how close their front feet are together.
Again, Camacho glances to his corner.
But that's a little trick. If you can step on your opponent's toe and hit him at the same time, he'll visit the canvas.
Mancini bullies Camacho in the corner. Al Albert with Sean O'Grady. And Michael Marley, who will be in the ring talking to this two after the fight.
Now there it is. There's the underneath the right rib that Mancini could have landed. His left arm was not tied up. Right there it is. As long as he's punching, referee Mills Lane will not separate the two. When he stops punching, Mills Lane steps in.
The bursts of Macho Camacho showing around the left eye of Ray Mancini.
And this crowd does not like the holding on tactics that Hector Camacho is using, but let's face it, the crowd's not going to hit you.
Part of the fight game for Camacho.
You can't be concerned with the crowd. Camacho is so focused right now.
All the insults are gone. Right now, two fighters in the ring heading into the 9th round. Certainly with the respect for one another that they have not shown verbally.
All those insults are gone because they both have mouthpieces in them. They can't.
Finally found something to shut Hector up, huh? Again, the short, quick burst by Camacho.
Hector will have to wear that mouthpiece for the next press conference.
Hector wants this one over so he can finally eat a meal. On a grapefruit diet, he was having 8 grapefruits for breakfast. About 200 grapefruits the last couple of weeks. This will be his last fight as a junior welterweight. He wants to go up to the welterweight division.
In the ring, telling Hector Camacho what to do.
Well, Murphy Griffith in the corner for Mancini. Get inside, rip away, but when you're outside, when you're throwing that long left hook, that's when Camacho is getting in for the short bursts. Mancini trying to track Camacho down here in the 10th. Camacho has gone 10 rounds or more on 10 occasions. Mancini has. Camacho 10 rounds or more on 12 occasions. We're talking about 2 former champions who have seen it all in the ring. And it's a question now of the layoff. Has Mancini passed the test, or can he feel the pressure of going on and on, fatigue-wise?
I'm sure he feels the effects, but I'm sure he can also go on. He is, as I said earlier, in very good condition, obviously.
Well documented, the career of Mancini. Everything on guts, tremendous heart, refuses to lose.
And a big right hand by Mancini, but he did not follow it up. He's holding on as much right there as Hector Camacho. Now Camacho, what he's trying to do, he's talking to the referee right now. Talking about the head of Ray Mancini. Quit grabbing, says Mills Lane. Between rounds, Murphy Griffith in the corner of Ray Mancini told Mills Lane to make that guy quit holding.
Only one common opponent for for both these fighters. Jose Luis Ramirez, 12-round victories for both Camacho and Mancini against Ramirez.
And Ramirez also a southpaw like Camacho is. Leads with the right jab. The best punch of the fight by Mancini.
Just as he visualized, Camacho brought the left down, and Mancini popped the left hook.
Camacho has sat down more in this round than earlier rounds. He's got to get back on his bicycle. He's holding on more. Referee Mills Lane is cautioning him for it. He could be showing these signs of the effects of a layoff from Ray Mancini.
Popping in the right is Camacho.
Mancini digging that body. Look at that shot. Now that hurt Camacho. Look at him lean over. He's groaning in there. Mancini's got to go back to the well. Do what works. Dig that left uppercut once more.
Seconds of the 10th, 10 down, 2 to go. Round number 11, 6 minutes at the most to go.
Every round, Ray Mancini has ran over to Hector Camacho's corner to meet him. This kid fights 3 minutes of every round.
Camacho's got 12 rounds, 5 times. Mancini has done it 4 times. He's actually won 14 rounds on 3 occasions. The first fight against Brambo, against Arguello, and the tragic fight against Duke Kim, and a 15-rounder with Brambo.
You heard the referee punch. Your hands are free, and that's what Mancini is doing. Again, Camacho trying to hold on.
Camacho getting annoyed.
Now, Camacho is complaining about the head of Ray Mancini. Mancini got a warning from it from referee Mills Lane.
If there's an accidental headbutt and it stops the fight, it will go to the scorecard. As far as Sean O'Grady is concerned, that would help Camacho, who he feels is ahead.
What Mancini is trying to do now is he's trying to put more pressure on Hector Camacho, trying to knock him out. He senses that he's behind.
And he has 2 rounds to do it. And Mancini not close to the gas tank being empty. Great tribute in his comeback bid.
He's in great condition, and he always was. Every fight for him, he's in great condition.
He says this is a one-shot deal with Camacho. If he should be on the short end of this fight, he may still reevaluate whether he is back in the ring. Leonard, Hearns, Duran, Foreman, Mancini.
If anybody is showing the effects of a long time off, it's Hector Camacho. He's holding on. Look at him again, holding on. For good reason. He's done a good job. He has not lost concentration.
Seemed to be a silly notion when this was put together. But most of the boxing experts happy to see what is developing here tonight. They know too well what these 2 men mean to the boxing game.
Another important thing too, this is the 11th round. We're scheduled for 12. All the old-time trainers tell their fighters, hit it big that 12th round or that last round of the fight. Go out in style. Put your foot out in style. So that may be what Camacho is doing.
Final seconds of round number 11. Mancini walks into one. 11 rounds down, 1 to go.
the bragging rights to this fight. Corner of Camacho, they were telling him this is the last round. You've got to go out there and win this round. That's all you've got to do. 3 minutes of boxing.
Sean O'Grady sees Macho Camacho ahead. Michael Marley, who will be talking to the fighters after the fight, has Camacho way ahead, 8 rounds to 3. Mancini, in the last 3 minutes, the consensus here, got to deliver the knockout blow.
And it looks as though Hector Camacho knows that he may have this fight won. He's holding on, just trying to make it through this round.
One more time across the point.
Across the point, one more time, says Mills Lane.
Good call. What happened, Hector Camacho was holding behind the head of Ray Mancini, and then he hit him.
Positioning to finally be back or be in the ring face to face. And here we are in the 12th round. It did not happen 4 years ago when both of these fighters were at their peak. But they have certainly given a good show into the 12th and final round.
Holding on, Hector Camacho. He throws a combination, ties up his opponent. There he is again.
Final minute. Does Mancini have enough? Camacho stepping in, looking to his corner.
And he senses that the bell is near. Hector Camacho does.
30 seconds left. The crowd will respond in the final seconds, down to 15.
And again, every time that Hector Camacho's back hits the ropes, he ties up. There he is.
5 seconds. And it is all said and done.
Oh, that's great. They hug each other.
The hatred diffused. Respect after 12 rounds. And finally, Mancini and Camacho are in the books. And we'll go to the cards. The decision coming up next. We have the decision.
This town is known.
The drama unfolds as we go to our ring announcer, Mike Butler.
We have a split decision.
Oh my!
Pete McDonald scores the bout 116 to 112 for Boom Boom Mancini. Doug Tucker scores the bout 115 to 113 for Hector Camacho. And Chuck Champa scores the bout 115 to 113 for the winner, Hector Macho Camacho.
A disappointed, gracious Mancini took it to a split decision. Sigh of relief from Camacho. The pro-Mancini crowd, of course, voicing their disapproval. Camacho's prayers have been answered. He has beaten Boom Boom Mancini, and Mancini feels a hurt he prayed he'd never have to experience.
You guys embraced at the end of that fight. Is that a sign of respect, Ray?
Hey, we got in there, we got it over with. It's over with as far as I'm concerned.
Well, all the words, it's all over.
Mutual respect. I didn't thought he was going to go that far. I thought he was going to get cut up. I thought he was going to be worse than I was going to beat him. But It was closer than it wasn't as close as I thought it would be, but he fought a great fight. He knows.
Ray, did you think you should have gotten the decision?
Oh, absolutely. I felt I pressed the fight. It wasn't pretty, but I thought I got the job done.
Next time it'd be greater. If he still ain't convinced.
Like to do it again?
We'll do it again.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. If the people would pay to see it, I would love to do it.
Ray, you said it would be a one-shot comeback. Now you don't feel that way.
I never said that. I said, I'll see you after the fight. You know, I never said, I won't look too far down the road. You decide what's in front of you. I won that fight in my heart. I won that fight. I think the people feel I won it, but here we go again, you know. I'll sit back, have a good vacation, sit down with my family and business associates.
Were you surprised that you fought so well? The layoff?
I was surprised I didn't do the things I was supposed to in the gym. I've been practicing in the gym. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. It just got to be a point where I was getting sloppy and ragged in there, and I didn't want to do that. But it's very quick. It's very, you know, a lot of good moves in there, and I just do what I could do. So I'm happy with the performance.
Saying, please, we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
And next time we'll go toe-to-toe.
So the door swings wide open for Camacho Mancini, number 2. And we'll hear more from both of the fighters, Camacho at the post-fight interview, and also Mancini when the dust cleared 3 days after the fight, had some choice observations. That coming up when we return. Mancini, now in the history books, 12 rounds, wiped out 6 years of bad blood, a very unpopular decision in Reno, Nevada. Matter of fact, I think the fans had it 12-0 in favor of Mancini. Sean, as far as the judges are concerned, one judge saw it 8-4 Mancini. The other two saw it 7-5 Camacho. That did the trick in the split decision. We agreed with them then. When we saw the replay, we thought it might have been even a little closer.
We had it just a little bit closer. We had it 6-5-1 watching the replay again.
Mancini was the aggressor in the fight, but the key here, effective aggressiveness is what the judges look at.
Well, there's no question that Mancini was the aggressor in the fight. He pressed the fight throughout, but as you say, the effective aggressiveness, for Camacho, he landed the more cleaner punches than did Ray Mancini. Now, Mancini was never hurt at any time by Hector Camacho, but those punches were scoring.
Now, what about the defensive tactics of Camacho? The judges look at that. Some will give points for the Camacho's spins, keeping away, maneuvering, but also a lot of holding on. You can't get points for that, although Macho used it defensively for his strategy.
Now, Camacho knew what he had to do in this fight. He had to hold on, he had to tie up, he had to frustrate Ray Mancini, and that's what he did. For Mancini, though, he knew he had to get on the inside and pound away, and he did not do that.
Before the fight, Sean, you said a key would be which fighter could fight his fight. Which fighter did it?
Well, Hector Camacho made Ray Mancini fight his fight. Camacho stayed on the outside, he used his punches effectively, and did not let Mancini close with him. And for that reason, it's my feeling that Camacho won the fight.
Mancini and Camacho, they weren't finished talking after that final bell. Let's get some of their closing comments.
I got my third title. That's all that matters to me, my third title. Not only height plus Mancini, not the crowd, not the critic. I got my third title. It's all I always wanted. It's my goal, it's my dream.
Everybody I've ever run to said I won that fight. And man, you won, you got robbed or whatever. And those are the people I care about. Going into 12th round, we really thought we had it. After 12th, I jumped in my people's arms. I said, we did it, you know. And I mean, if you have the camera on him, I don't think he was all that confident. But like I said, I commend Camacho because I think he's a real smart guy. He fought his fight. I fought mine. I think that's most he can do with me. The emotion carried me a lot farther than maybe than the actual. The ring was very rusty, but the emotion carried me a lot farther in this fight than maybe before, where I was when I was sharper. It had to.
I beat him fair and square. I sharpshooted him. He never sharpshooted me. Yes, I ran into a couple of shots because I was a little lazy at times, okay? But obviously, I controlled the fight. If we're going to come to any agreement, I think that Mancini, for the courage that he showed, he deserves a rematch. But I'll have all of the demands, and I'll get all the money this time.
If I was to fight again, it's not going to be a long period of time. Like I said, I don't know what else makes sense for me out there other than fight with Camacho again. If that happens, I mean, and he may go off fight someone else, or he may get beat, or what, or I may come up and get a movie offer that really entices me, or a chance to do a series, and said, that's where I got to go. This fight was, the public demanded it and wanted to see it, and I said, yeah, let's do it. Well, we did it, and it's been a couple days already. I'm rested, I'm enjoying it, I feel great. I've been partying, man, having a good time, relaxing, going out, and I won't make a decision for a couple weeks.